I had a different video slated to release this week, and I was honestly just going to release that and then just wait another 2 months or so before I release another video, just because I've been a little lazy. But you know what? This is emerging right now. This is kind of breaking news, so I figured I might as well just talk about it. Why not? We all have our vices. We all have our things that help, make us happy, help take the edge off. With some people, it's hobbies. Some people, it's a spending addiction. Some people, it's playing video games, maybe like the one in the background right there, which is one of the best video games of all time in my opinion. For other people, it's drugs. And I think that might be the case for the fella we're talking about today. I'm sure if you're plugged into the entire metal community, band, drama thing, whatever you want to call it, I really don't care. You might be familiar with the stuff that's going on right now with Tim Lambesis, As I Lay Dying, Austrian Death Machine, all of his other bands out there, and probably more than likely the issues going on right now between him and his wife. Now here's the thing, guys. I'm not in a relationship. I really can't offer anything as far as that's concerned to talk about something like this. But what I can talk about for sure is about drugs. If you guys don't know, I've worked in pharmaceuticals for almost 5 years as my day job, and it's something I know quite an insane amount about. So I figured, why don't we just talk about a few things regarding this, and maybe I can give a little bit better insight for you guys. Who is Tim Lambesis for the people who do not know? Tim Lambesis is the frontman for As I Lay Dying, very popular old school metalcore band. They helped to really pioneer that genre. Dude's a legend in the space for multiple reasons. Not only is he a vocalist in this band, he's also got a lot of history and drama behind him. There's many former band members that have said that he's got issues. Most notoriously, he served time in prison for 3 years for trying to send a hitman to go kill his ex-wife. I mean, listen, personally, I would have done things probably in a better way than he did. Maybe talk to a therapist. That helps out a lot. You thought I was about to go into a BetterHelp sponsorship, didn't you? No, I'm just kidding. We're not sponsored on this channel. But yeah, he served 3 years in prison. He got out, went back into making music. The band reunited together, then a bunch of the band members left, and then the band reunited again. And then it was all quiet on the Western Front. Everything was real nice and chill for a while. Until just about 2 months ago, all the band members for As I Lay Dying just left, including longtime guitarist Phil Grasso, who had been in for, I want to say, ever since the beginning. I really haven't kept up with As I Lay Dying like that. Also, pardon the noise. The laundry's going in the background. I had no better time to make this video than that. But it isn't just regulated to As I Lay Dying. Tim Lambesis' other band, Austrian Death Machine, the drummer just left, stating similar reasons for leaving as with the As I Lay Dying camp. There seems to be a bit of a pattern here. I'm constantly reminded by drama of this camp of a certain musical artist whom I despise quite a bit, by the name of Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift has a song where she says, "It's me, hi, I'm the problem, it's me." And I think that song is quite telling, not only to Taylor Swift, but also to Tim Lambesis. My main criticism with Taylor Swift is this, and believe me, this relates to it, so just bear with me. Taylor Swift always talks about how she seems to be finding all these toxic men who just want to hurt her in these relationships and take advantage of her, and she goes on to write famous songs and albums about these people. Now, what I think is funny is that while yes, the chances are that she could just have very bad taste in toxic men, and yes, she could be finding a bunch of troublemakers and whatnot. How many times in a row is too many times in a row for you to think maybe that's not chance? And maybe there's a little bit of a constant. Maybe it's not all these people that she's finding that's the problem. Maybe it's her that's the problem. And I think it's the same kind of deal with Tim Lambesis. Let's just review some of the videos that they just had surface regarding Tim and his wife, since apparently now he has served divorce papers to her. Let's go ahead and read the statement for that. This is off of loudwire.com. I hate using Loudwire for everything because Loudwire is just cringe, gay, and super lib. But I mean, listen, they're a news source. We can use them for something. The full statement can be viewed here. It says as follows. There is currently a restraining order and domestic violence investigation being filed against Danny Norris, formerly at Lambesis. Anything she is saying now is to distract people away from that and to instead focus on my own inappropriate but not illegal reactions to these anxiety-inducing interactions. This woman assaulted me and verbally and mentally abused me for over 3 years. I took the much-needed and overdue step to leave her yesterday by delivering divorce papers. That is the reason why there have been attempts at retaliation towards me online today. There have been attempts at retaliation towards me online today that pale in comparison to what will really be the focus on the courts. The following evidences are part of the case. Multiple videos of her assaulting me, multiple videos of her chasing me around the house with a knife or scissors, a video of her insisting that I delete all other accounts of her physically assaulting me, under the threat of her knocking me out with a weapon held over my head, photos of a black eye she gave me with the witness accounts of the event, witness accounts of me being threatened if I try to leave, even temporarily. I'm certain she will counter by trying to expose my anxiety-filled reactions and defenses, but remember, please remember, that by reacting in panic and by hurting myself is far different from what I've listed above. The timing of these public attacks online are because I served her with divorce papers yesterday after many days of her pleading for me to stay, while also flipping back and forth and attempting to exert abusive control. This is blatant retaliation for me finally leaving a relationship I should have run from long ago. So that's the statement by Tim Lambesis. He's saying, hey, my wife is abusing me. Hey, my wife has assaulted me. She's threatened me with bodily harm. These are all very serious accusations. Now, there's been some leaked ring camera footage from Tim's house that has showed that, yeah, he does have some anxiety-induced reactions, if I'm being honest. But these videos are very telling of one thing and one thing very particular, and we'll get into that. So this is the first video we're going to watch. This is, it says full Tim Lambesis' wife leaked video. This is just two separate videos of ring footage incidents, and I want you guys to pay attention to what's going on in these videos and pay attention to Tim's behavior and also her behavior. We're going to talk about the reason why he's acting like that in just a second.
Just let me. Just threw a tater on my shoulder. Stop.
So listen to what he's saying right there. He's saying, just love me, just love me, just love me, just love me. And she's telling him to stop or whatever. What's his immediate reaction while he's doing that, though, is to start punching himself in the head. Okay, clearly this guy is not well. But there's reasons why he's doing that, and I'll get into that in a second.
Yeah, I don't want to be alone. Get me to explain one thing to you, you won't listen.
He's saying, I don't want to be alone, I think.
Stop. Stop. Can you stop? What do you expect me to do? You not know. Just tell me that you don't mean what you think. That you fucking, that you care more about your husband than you do fucking you. I fucking love you. I can't fucking take this. I can't fucking take this. I can't. The car's gonna fucking. I need love. Help. Tim.
So this is a video here in their bedroom. I guess there was a camera set up and either he didn't know or he set the camera up. I really am not sure. It says, title, As I Lay Dying is Tim Lambesis in heated exchange with his wife in the bedroom. Okay, let's go ahead and observe this. Now, again, there's some behaviors in here that he's going to do, and I will talk about this with you guys in just a second. This has no audio, by the way. This is all just silent video. I don't know what he's doing right here. He's like jumped on her, grabbing us. He's flipping out. Now it looks like she's crying, and he's yelling at her and she yells at him. He grabs her, it looks like her neck, I don't know. He continues to punch himself in the head and chest. He sees it. All these behaviors that we're seeing and hearing Tim Lambesis do and say, these are all indicative of drugs, if I'm being honest. See, normal and rational people do not just proceed to punch themselves in the head when they're filled with anxiety or beat themselves up physically or even just grab objects and start smacking themselves in the face with it. That's all very excessive. Now, here's the thing. When I saw As I Lay Dying live back in July, right, the first thing that I thought when I saw Tim Lambesis come out on stage was, oh my God, that dude is jacked. I think he is abusing anabolic steroids to a pretty high degree. This extreme aggression, while it's not being enacted towards someone else and being enacted more towards himself, it's not normal for people, it is not normal for them to want to hurt themselves. And it's not normal for them to want to punch themselves, beat themselves up, to hit themselves on the chest like like they're an ape. Generally, if you have a lot of anxiety, if you have a lot of panic or depression or anything like that, steroids are going to amplify all of those. There are certain compounds that are going to do it a little bit more than others, but in general, anytime you're taking steroids, yes, you're gonna feel amazing, you're gonna feel great, you'll look at yourself in the mirror, you'll be like, oh yeah, I'm getting jacked. You're in essence replacing your natural hormones with synthetic hormones that are much, much stronger than the natural ones you make. And it doesn't just affect your muscular structure, it affects everything else in your life. I'm sure you guys have heard the term roid rage before. Now, there are some myths and then there are some truths about roid rage. For one, not every steroid is going to make you have roid rage. However, the compounds that do, it's not always going to take the form of rage. With compounds, say for example, most popularly so, trenbolone acetate. So if you experience high amounts of anxiety on a normal basis, when you take tren, you're going to have more anxiety. You'll have more panic attacks. You might be a little short-tempered every so often and snap at somebody, but generally you're going to be feeling more anxiety. If you have more of an anger issue and you have anger problems, like say for example you road rage a lot, you're always screaming at people in your car and stuff like that, taking tren will amplify those side effects and you might be inclined to do some violent things. Hopefully you can see what I'm getting at here. See, I think a lot of Tim's behaviors right here are reflective of a long time steroid abuse. Now granted, I don't know whether or not the things that he's allegating against his wife are true. If they are, horrible. I hope justice is served, because it is possible. Women do abuse other people as well in relationships. It's not just regulated to men. And oftentimes that's something that does get overlooked. But here's the thing. When all the band members across multiple bands are starting to drop out like flies, and all of them stating it's not a safe working environment, it's not a safe working space, or even the most recently with the drummer of Austrian Death Machine saying he's heard "I'm sorry, I'll do better" one too many times, then I think we can generally see who the problem is. Long-time steroid abuse affects every aspect of your life, not just your muscular structure, not just how jacked you look, it affects your relationships, it affects your mental state, it can affect all sorts of stuff. So I would not be surprised, honestly, if his longtime steroid abuse has led him to this point. Now, do I have proof that he is on steroids? No. This is all speculation at the end of the day. All I'm saying right here is that a lot of his behaviors tend to add up a little bit. Regardless of all that, I hope Tim gets the help that he deserves and that he needs. And if he is on any anabolic substances right now, I would say he needs to talk to his doctor and get off of them immediately. And with that being said, thanks for tuning in today. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down below what you guys thought of the whole Tim Lambesis drama, what your thoughts are. I'd love to hear your opinions on it. And yeah, we're gonna make another video soon and release that, so tune in for that. With all that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Have a great one, y'all.